Timorese soldiers prepare for UN peacekeeping operations. Users warned against fraud threat from instant investment apps. Artists prepare to showcase Timorese art to the world. Welcome back to RTTL World News. I'm Sonny Madeira. As war rages on in the Middle East, Timor-Leste prepares to expand its role in global security under UN peacekeeping missions. A new elite unit has begun intensive training to meet the strict standards of United Nations peacekeeping operations under the Timor-Leste and Australia Defence Cooperation Program. Since 2011, Timor-Leste's military forces have been involved in UN missions in Kosovo, South Sudan, and Lebanon. RTTL World News, Paulina Quintown has more.
Soldiers received an operational planning briefing before moving to the firing range. This time it's under the watchful eyes of Australian Army infantry specialists.
This training is the basic training to help the basic skills to be able to lift the professionalism of the FFDTL individual and teamwork soldiers to be able to contribute to the region.
The weapons they are using are weapons of war: M4 carbine, M16 rifle, and FM Mini light machine gun.
We have a marked minefield.
The range is checked for safety, and the electronic device targets are set. And the soldiers are taken to the firing range.
There has been a lot of theory work, a lot of classroom work, but also a lot of practical work where they've been out here in the bush conducting target shooting and conducting some individual and teamwork training. And it is good to see so many disparate groups from different areas of the FFDTL working closely together as one team.
The joint training has been underway for the past 2 months to bolster Timorese forces' leadership and marksmanship for peacekeeping missions.
This training builds the capacity and skills of the Timor-Leste Defense Force, particularly the infantry, ensuring that when they are deployed, they possess the necessary expertise to contribute effectively to the mission.
We already have 2 members of the FFDTL contributing to the UN missions in South Sudan, and a goal of the FFDTLs, and supported by Australia if it is requested, is to contribute larger groups and more groups in conjunction with ASEAN nations and also with Australia in the region.
A total of 58 Timorese soldiers are currently undergoing this specialized training.
By a second section, which is up on
The Australian Defence Force is committed to providing more training for Timorese soldiers.
Australia is also very proud to be a close partner. We have been here alongside the FFDTL in close partnership for many years, and we look forward to our continued close relationship.
With every round fired and every drill completed, these soldiers move one step closer to treading their training grounds for the blueberries of a UN peacekeeping mission. Paulina Quintown, Juvenal da Silva, RTTL World News.
Complaints have been formally filed with the Criminal Investigation Police regarding the app SnapBoost, which offers users the chance to make instant money. Users of the app claim to have been deceived by individuals promoting instant profit investments, with some depositing thousands of dollars without being able to claim the rewards or bonuses.
Francisco Vicente deposited $650 into SnapBoost on the promise of making an extra $13 per day. He and his colleagues have since reported those promoting the app to the scientific police for criminal investigation, claiming that they have been scammed.
I deposited $650 And every day my money increased by $13 until I had $1,340. I then wanted to withdraw my money, but I couldn't.
SnapBoost promoters lure people with easy money promises for liking posts or watching videos.
People who promoted the app said, if you registered and deposit $1,000, you will get a bonus of $1,000. If you deposit 50, you will get 50 return. And we fell for that.
The platform operates as a predatory chain where users are trapped by recruitment mandates.
I'm the fourth person recruited by Mr. Zulio, and I recruited around 100 people.
The Scientific Police for Criminal Investigation has received complaints from 27 people about the app and its promoters.
Investigation is underway. In general, we will process the case as fraud and aggravated online fraud crimes.
The Timor-Leste National Police have also warned residents not to get caught up in any form of online investment.
The police are closely monitoring this activity, and we have received reports from 2 individuals. I would like to take this opportunity to warn people across the country: do not trust any publication or individuals offering investments that lack a legal basis.
Last month, a Timorese influencer and software engineer tried to debunk the SnapBoost app after one of his followers flagged him about the app. He reminded users that any legit applications usually register on the official Android and iOS app stores.
SnapBoost application is not registered on Google Play Store.
He pointed out more red flags to his followers, noting that the app cannot be downloaded or accessed without a membership code.
What kind of app requires someone else's permission to log in? This confirms that the platform is nothing more than a business scam.
In the digital age, a moment of caution can make the difference between a secure feature and a total loss. Zegeres, RTTL World News.
With over 5,200 Timorese working in Australia, questions have been raised around whether seasonal workers fully understand their rights under Australia's PALM scheme. In part 2 of her discussion with RTTL World News, Timor-Leste's ambassador to Australia, Ines Maria de Almeida, outlines the complexities of processes such as superannuation and the workplace justice visa.
Some Timorese workers report leaving for Australia without knowing their entitlements, such as superannuation, who is responsible for preparing and informing workers of the entitlements as part of the PALM scheme.
I think it's both governments are responsible for that, because in Australia, superannuation is compulsory. Once you work, you need to deduct money to the super, and then the employer also pays a percentage. And I think it needs to be in the pre-departure briefing in country, and then a follow-up with the employer itself. And the employer will have to also explain to the workers that they are entitled of the superannuation. Now, of course, the embassy has reached out as well to the Timorese workers and explained to them about the entitlements. It is difficult, it's very complex. Again, once they reach Timor-Leste, when they return to Timor-Leste and they finish with their contract, they can claim the superannuation. However, it's very complex because the superannuation is more, the way I see it, is for Australians. So even for the Australians, it's very difficult to fill out the form, let alone for a migrant worker that goes back to Timor and then will have to fill out the form in order to get their funds back. So this is the challenge that we do have. However, the embassy has now been working with an agency who is an expert in getting superannuation, and we have been facilitating the workers through these particular agencies for them so that he can help the Timorese to get their superannuation, including the ones that have passed away, which is often very difficult, but we managed successfully got three, if I'm not mistaken, three that deceased family got their superannuation. So there are ways, it's just that we have to know how to navigate.
How can workers ensure they are claiming all they are entitled to?
Well, they have to go, there is a process that they have to fill out the form. And this is why I'm saying that the embassy has connection or has now is liaison with this agency who can help the Timorese to access their superannuation. We have been making appeal, or we have been, each time we visit the workers, we also inform the workers what it can be done in terms of their superannuation to get their money back. Unfortunately, once they get their money back, Australia keeps 40% of their savings, which is very sad. However, this is something that us as heads of the mission are working with the Australian government to see whether that can be removed from the superannuation deduction.
Seasonal workers face challenges such as complex processes and high taxes when claiming superannuation payments. What would you like to see the Australian government do to make superannuation fairer and more accessible?
Ideally, from my point of view, because Timorese are migrant workers, they should not, it's a law that every employer will have to deduct the superannuation. However, when they retrieve the superannuation when they return home, I believe that they should not be charged 40% tax, because the 40% tax is money that stays in Australia, and this 40% is money that it will be more useful for the Timorese to use it in Timor-Leste rather than keep it in Australia. But in terms of accessibility, well, superannuation is complex. So we just have to navigate through that. This is why the embassy has found an agency who can help the Timorese to navigate the system.
How does the workplace justice visa protect Timorese workers, and how does the embassy support workers throughout this process?
There was a case that a Timorese, that the embassy helped because he claimed he was unfairly dismissed. So we helped him to take his case through the lawyers in order to reinstate him or claim the unfair dismissal. Okay. There is a workplace justice visa that has been introduced by the Australian government, which is a pilot. However, it's very complex. There are, with the workplace justice visa, once, for example, if a worker is claiming, if a worker goes through a process through the lawyer in order to get his the fairness of that he was dismissed unfairly, and then his visa expires. So we have to apply for workplace justice visa. And it's not an easy task for a migrant worker to go through the process, because once you apply for that, you need to get a certificate. But it not only anybody can give a certificate, not even a lawyer can give a certificate. It has to go through a union, or it has to be a migrant services that can give you a certificate. This is a huge task. And when we dealt with this particular theories, it took us about 2 to 3 months to get it through.
Really appreciate it, Ambassador. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
3 Timorese artists are finalizing preparations ahead of Timor-Leste's entry in the upcoming Venice Biennale in Italy. The project, entitled Across Words, will showcase the work of Veronica Pereira Maya, Edson Caminha, and Juventino Madeira, and celebrate the nation's linguistic diversity.
History flowing through sound. This is the process that Timorese artist Edson Caminha adapted while preparing his work for the 2026 Venice Biennale in Italy.
This means a lot and has great value for me personally, because the Venice Biennale in Italy can be said to be the #1 contemporary art exhibition in the world.
For Edson, the Venice Biennale is as much an opportunity to illustrate East Timor's history and culture as it is to learn more about the global art world.
I think I will learn a lot because there are a large number of countries participating in the Italian Venice Biennale, each with its own style and characteristics. I have never been to the event, just saw it from their videos. Hopefully, when we go there and show our arts, we will also bring home new experiences.
Juventino Madeira was also selected to represent Timor-Leste at the exhibit. He will present a video mapping installation focusing on Timor's post-independence period, including archival videos of Timorese culture and dance.
As a young artist, representing Timor-Leste in the Venice Biennale is a big responsibility. I feel honored to represent Timor.
Veronica Pereira Maya will also feature with her iconic piece, Ties Dawn, a work that she produced between 1994 and 1999 in direct response to the 1991 massacre at Santa Cruz Cemetery. The 3 artists were identified following a rigorous selection process involving Pavilion Curator Loredana Pazzini Parasiani, the Secretary of State for Art and Culture, and previous Timor-Leste representative Maria Madeira. The theme of Timor-Leste's pavilion is Across Words, exploring the notion of language within Timor-Leste's layered systems of communication.
On my research trips, that great pride is taken by each one of the person I spoke to in relation to their origins, their municipality, and their own language, representative language. So in that, ties down, obviously, in a sense.
Why? Why?
This will be Timor-Leste's second pavilion at the Venice Biennale, after Maria Madeira first represented the young country in 2024 with her pavilion titled Kiss and Don't Tell.
A lot of people don't know about Timor-Leste. So being a first artist to represent a nation like Timor-Leste became like a biggest curiosity. And everyone wants to know about Timor-Leste. And since then, we've had a lot of people from overseas, artists, curators, galleries that have shown interest in coming to Timor-Leste to know more about other artists.
I want this opportunity not only for us. I hope in the future there will be more opportunities for other artists, because in Timor we have many talented artists.
Timor-Leste's pavilion will open at the Venice Biennale, Italy from May 9 to November 22. Zegedes, RTTL World News.
In international news, Tasmanian musicians say it's becoming increasingly difficult to find venues for performances. It comes as a popular pub in southern Tasmania faces a petition over noise complaints.
There are few things Raymond Blizzard enjoys more than live music, whether he's in the crowd or on the stage.
That's just the best nights, the best days ever, just playing music with the family.
But he says it's getting harder to lock in gigs, especially for new artists.
Getting your foot in the door is always the hardest thing with anything, and if you don't know the right people, it's very difficult to find gigs around Hobart.
It's an experience shared by fellow musician Kim Phillips.
Everyone's worried about the fact that there are fewer and fewer venues available for people to perform at. You've got less and less time available.
There are concerns it could get even harder. This popular beachside venue in southern Tasmania is facing a petition over noise concerns. It's calling on the local council to do formal noise monitoring to make sure the venue's acting within the rules. Owner Adriano Mignonelli says a number of mitigation measures are already in place, but that the venue's open to more.
I'm not here to turn this into a nightclub. I just want to have some good music playing on a Sunday afternoon near the beach. I think that's pretty reasonable.
It's not the only music venue that's faced challenges recently. Last year, Unibar in Hobart shut up shop. Soon, so will Hobart Brewing Co.'s Red Shed to make way for the Macquarie Point Stadium. The future of live gigs at its new venues is uncertain. Licensee Nick Devereaux says while the live music challenges aren't new, support is needed from all levels of government and from punters.
Live music is the lifeblood of so many communities. It's what keeps people excited when they go out to a club or a pub or an event.
The Kingborough Council says the noise complaint petition will be considered at a future council meeting. Mayor Paula Reid says she's confident a mature discussion can be had to secure a middle ground for all parties.
The best-looking rats and mice in Queensland have been crowned at a pageant. The organisers say it's their way of proving to the world that rodents are beautiful.
Dressed up in her Sunday best, this little mouse is competing in the Queensland Rodent Fanciers Beauty Competition in Brisbane.
We want to see nice bright eyes, we want to see a big, healthy, rangy, athletic body, we want to see a nice shiny coat.
For the rat and mice enthusiasts, beauty is not just skin deep.
I think they're very cute.
Each furry competitor is also judged on its personality.
Obviously you want them to be nice and friendly, they want to not bite or run away or anything crazy like that, so handleability is a big part of it. Obviously you can see it's nice and floppy and comfortable.
The showrunners say they're fighting to improve the bad reputation that rodents have developed.
I think that just comes more from pop culture and stuff and how they're presented in movies, but they're really just puppies that live in your pocket.
But here at the Queensland Rodent Awards, every rat is beautiful. Beauty seen by these rat and mice enthusiasts who bond over the common love of their pets.
Rats are great. They've got such beautiful, big personalities. They're so vibrant and so full of energy.
Now the weather with Jaqueras.
Thanks, Sonia. Here's tomorrow's weather starting with Dili. A couple of showers in the morning, otherwise considerable cloud, a top of 30 and a low of 24. A couple of morning showers in Baucau, otherwise mostly cloudy and humid, temperatures ranging between 29 and 21 degrees. In Lautan, overcast with scattered morning showers, a high of 28 and a low of 23. Humid with considerable cloud in Bobonaro, with showers in the afternoon, a top temperature of 28 and a low of 17 degrees. And up in Eleo, overcast with a thunderstorm in parts of the area, temperatures ranging between 25 and 17. Now, looking abroad, Kupang cloudy and humid, scattered morning thunderstorms followed by occasional afternoon rain, a high of 31 and a low of 24. Partly cloudy in Bali with a couple of afternoon showers, temperatures ranging between 32 and 24. In Jakarta, mostly cloudy with occasional rain and a thunderstorm in the afternoon, a top of 32 and a low of 24. Mostly cool and cloudy in Seoul, a high of 20 and a low of just 5 degrees. A morning thunderstorm in Darwin, otherwise cloudy with temperatures ranging between 31 and 24 degrees. In Sydney, sunny and pleasant with an afternoon breeze, a high of 21 and a low of 14 degrees. Cloudy in Lisbon with temperatures ranging between 25 and 16. In London, cool and partly cloudy with a couple of afternoon showers, a top temperature of 13 and a low of 7 degrees. And partly cloudy in Belfast, a high of 12 and low of 5. That's all for now. Back to you, Sonia.
Thanks, Geddes, and thanks for joining us on the program. RTTL World News will be back with more stories on Thursday. Bye for now.